Hey guys, Alex here with my WWE Extreme Rules 2012 review. Let me just start by saying what a show from WWE. This was easily the best pay-per-view since Money in the Bank last year, and just WWE really doing a great job here tonight. Also, let me just say my voice is messed up from my last night when I went to Chikara and the ROH show, and I had to do this video twice now because the fucking thing messed up. So I'm probably gonna have to blow through this thing a little bit. But let's just get into it with the first match: Randy Orton and Kane in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Pretty good, actually, better than I expected. A lot of brawling in the crowd, obviously. Went to the backstage. Zack Ryder getting involved was a nice little twist, just because it worked. Because they're in the backstage area, and Zack Ryder season wants to beat the shit out of Kane because Kane injured him a few months back, so it worked. Ending was pretty nice. The nice false finish there. The DT on the announce table to the floor was pretty cool from Orton. That was pretty nice. I give it 3 stars. Pretty good match. Nice opener. Wasn't spectacular, but it was better than I expected. So then we had Dolph Ziggler versus Brodus Clay. This is better than your average Brodus Clay match. Ziggler actually worked him over a little bit. Got a little bit of offense in. The crowd was into Ziggler. They didn't really care about Funkasaurus that much, but it shouldn't have been on pay-per-view. I mean, I like Brodus Clay, but he's better on TV. And if you're gonna give him a match on pay-per-view, make it actually a match. Excuse me, real quick. But this just didn't deserve to be on pay-per-view. I give it a star. Next, we had the tables match with Cody Rhodes, with Big Show versus Cody Rhodes. This match was going along all right. I love the disaster kick off the table. The Big Show, that's pretty nice. Big Show looking pretty impressive here. They worked pretty well. But the ending where Cody Rhodes kicked Big Show off the apron and Big Show landed his leg and broke the table and won the match was the stupidest thing. It was one of the stupidest things I've seen in a long time. I mean, that's TNA stuff. That's Vince Russo stuff. That shouldn't have been happening. If I wouldn't have not mind if Cody Rhodes had drop kicked Big Show and he actually fell through the fucking table, but just stepping down and breaking the table, that's stupid. That is not how you book it. And then Big Show just choke slamming Cody Rhodes through the table and throwing him through the table, was whatever. You just basically buried him again. I don't want to say buried, but you just made him look like a bitch. But I give 2 stars. Just because of that shitty ending, but I'm glad that Cody Rhodes has the belt because I think he'd do a better job than Big Show did. Hopefully he'll actually put over get some good feuds then. Now, next we have one of the matches of the night, the 2 out of 3 falls match between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan for the World Heavyweight title. This is the match we wanted to see at WrestleMania. If this match was on WrestleMania probably would have been one of the fucking best pay-per-views in years. It probably would have been better than Money in the Bank, maybe. Just this match was incredible. The storytelling was great. Sheamus had never looked better in a match ever. This was his best match of his career. He looked incredible. He had great storytelling. He had a great pacing. He had some good wrestling back and forth, not just brawling kind of that he does most matches. This match put over Sheamus more than any other match before. Okay, Daniel Bryan looked great here. Let me just say right now, one thing I noticed is that about halfway through this match, when they're still going full pace, Sheamus looked wore out. Daniel Bryan still fucking, he's ready to go. He's ready to go. He could go another 30 minutes if he needed to. That's why Daniel Bryan is one of the best wrestlers in the world, because he has such stamina. And this was great. I love the storytelling of this match, especially Daniel Bryan working over the arm, getting intentionally disqualified just to punish that arm more on Sheamus and then get the second fall. I like the little false finish, Daniel Bryan getting cocky, Big Sheamus was doing exactly the same thing and bro kicking him, and Daniel Bryan kicking out. Really nice stuff though. Wasn't a huge fan of this, how it ended, where Sheamus just got a few power moves and then kicked the bro kick. I would have preferred kind of a bro kick out of nowhere, but whatever. I still think this was great. If it was at WrestleMania, I probably would have given it 5 stars. I might have. But here I'll give it 4 and 3/4 stars. Just what a match. Great match from these two. I would love to see these guys wrestle again. They're very, very good. Then we had Ryback taking on some jobbers. NA, useless. Shouldn't have been on the fucking pay-per-view. You don't do squash matches on pay-per-view ever. Next, we had the Chicago Street Fight for the WWE Championship between CM Punk and Chris Jericho. This was actually pretty good. Probably almost as good as their WrestleMania match. I don't know. I tend to like the WrestleMania match a little bit more just because I like them as technical wrestlers more. The whole stuff the beginning with the brawling to the outside, Jericho getting in his sister's face, was kind of weird, and like I didn't really enjoy them much. But as soon as they got down to the wrestling and stuff, it really, really clicked. It got a lot better throughout the match. The table spot was insane. Like CM Punk actually was falling, but managed to save himself, and he didn't fuck up. Was really nice. Jericho actually almost looked like he was going to win here a few times, especially the code breaker to the chair. That was really cool. But like really great stuff in these guys. And like I said, might be as good as a WrestleMania match or better. I'll give it the same rating though. I'll give it a 4 3/4 out of 4 3/4 stars. Great match. Great to see these two guys working at just such a great pace. These guys are two of the best, definitely. Then we had the Divas Championship match, and it wasn't Karma. It was Nikki Bella versus Layla, who made a return, which was pretty cool. I like Layla. I don't have a problem with her, and I think she can actually wrestle pretty well. I'll give it a star though. It wasn't that long, and Layla tried to make it a good match, but the Bella she just couldn't work really well. She just couldn't really hold her own to Layla. Then we had the main event, the Extreme Rules match between Brock Lesnar and Cena, and what a fucking match! This was a legitimate fight. Like this looked like a fight. Brock Lesnar was hitting Cena as hard as he this didn't look like they held back at all. Getting busted open the first minute of this match, there was blood and just, oh my gosh, it was just violent. You people have got to see this match. This just shows why Cena deserves to be on the spot he is, because he is so legitimately tough. He was taking an ass kicking from Brock. He kept going. He did not slow down. Okay, he didn't ask to have him take it easy now. He kept going right at Brock Lesnar. He didn't want Brock Lesnar to slow down. He didn't want to stop the match. He kept going. Brock Lesnar looked great. Looked like he legitimately tough. Okay, he can still go. He can, he's got to slow down a little bit. Like there's one part where he ran at Cena, leapt off the steel steps, and like fucking crashed and burned over the top. Looked like he almost killed himself. Just like, Lesnar, you're gonna hurt yourself, man. The Kimura lock he had on Cena was just like looked so painful, and I think he might have actually fucked up Cena's left arm. But Cena, like the lifting Brock Lesnar up was impressive, and slamming him was just awesome, especially because in the fact he had his left arm basically damaged and like was basically lifting Brock Lesnar up dead weight. That's impressive. But some people are gonna bitch about Cena winning. I think it makes sense. Okay, you had to let Cena win. You got Brock Lesnar. You're building him up as this monster, this juggernaut who's going to take over the company. Cena's your guy. Cena's the guy you want to be in charge of the company. Yeah, you could have done it different. You could have done it, but you know what? You had the match. You had to do it now. Okay, you had Cena lose at The Rock. At WrestleMania, you couldn't have him lose 2 shows in a row in big matches, especially against a guy who hasn't been wrestling in 8 years and just been basically fighting. It worked in the content that Cena used the chain to knock Lesnar down, and then attitude adjust him onto the steel steps. So basically, he didn't win legitimately. He used weapons, so it works that way. But like I said, it was great. Okay, it worked in the contents. Okay, and plus you don't want Brock Lesnar to win. You don't want Brock Lesnar to win because because it just gives him more stuff to do. Okay, if Cena loses, well, where do you go from there? Although, I guess Brock, it was kind of a lose-lose. No matter what, people were going to bitch. But I prefer Cena winning because it just worked because of how they did it. Although, like I said, I wouldn't have minded Brock won, but you know what? I'll take it. I'll give the match 4 stars. It was a great match. It just showed how tough Cena is. It looks like Cena's going to be taking some time off to rest up. Probably going to have to take care of his arm now. But I'm kind of glad because, gives time to let other guys shine. Maybe even Ziggler shine. Please, God, let Ziggler be in a main event soon. But what a show. I've been debating on whether to give it a 9, but you know what? I think I got to do it. I got to give this show a 9. Just basically on the strength of the 3 main events. Okay? You have 3 matches that were incredible. You had a decent undercard, 2 squash matches, which I didn't care for, but the advertised matches, the Layla match was a decent Divas match. The tables match was stupid, but okay. And, Randy Orton Kane was better than expected. I'll give the show a 9. Highly, highly recommend you guys watch the show. You can skip through the undercard, but watch the 3 main events because they are very, very good. That's it for now. Look for a video later on about Cena in case something does come up. That's it for now. Take care. Bye.